even though they are made of not this universe material, because dread Amaterasu, mother of all, she swam to the Ungada, to this multiverse. Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a day in which I am really hacking and wheezing, so there must be a lot of extra pollen and junk in the air. But then the air quality hasn't been great over the last couple. It has gotten cooler, thank goodness. And in fact, last night I put the fan in my room that blows on me onto low. And before I got out of bed this morning, it was even almost uncomfortably cold. That's new over the past week and some. So thank goodness the spike is over for the area. I mean, it's not over for the world. This is still going to be one of the coldest summers we have ever. So, yay. And of course, front loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, that would be extra double plus cool. And of course, I'd like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and literally awesome people that are literally beautiful and literally awesome. And I forgot to check when I should be putting my hands up and keeping my hands down for the underline here. So I'm just going to take them down, and if there's text on my face, oh well. Each and every one of those people are beautiful and awesome, helping to keep me and my pets alive, because let me tell you, disability is not keeping up with cost of life. So enjoy. If you'd like to help me out and become a patron, there are links in the video description. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there are links to my PayPal down below. And of course, if you'd like to help me out without sending any money at all, there's an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food on it. So thumbs up for that, and front loading of videos over. Yay! So yeah, it's cooler, and that's a very, very good thing. I didn't even have my fan on in the window at night, and I didn't have it on this morning. And I got the fan on in the hallway on low. Yeah, so that's much more pleasant. It's still warmer right now than I would like, but then I give off a lot of heat. And this is a tiny room, and along with the electronics that I have on, well, they give off heat, and I'm a 100-degree furnace, so thumbs up for that. Did not do much yesterday. I was a fool. I had purchased graham crackers, and I ate some graham crackers yesterday. I have at least a gluten intolerance, if not having just celiac disease. I looked up celiac disease symptoms for it. I have most of those, and one of the things about celiac disease is you can have it and not even know it. But one of the symptoms that I have had my entire life is, if you have celiac disease, you are anemic. And I have been anemic my whole life. I have taken iron tablets. I have done everything I could to keep my iron content up in my blood. Never worked. I have been anemic. Again, that being a major symptom of celiac disease, may have it. Don't know. Whether I do or don't, I know I do have an intolerance at the very least, so I went into a gluten coma yesterday, and oh my God, my brain fog was terrible. It was horrible, and the bloating was just, it hurt, and it was bad, and lots of dashes to the bathroom, because oh joy, gluten does a whole job on your system. So I need to not eat graham crackers ever again, especially since one of the things that happened because of my brain fog, after I had woke up, I was misclicking on everything. I would only just click near things trying to do it, and I was trying to record the game Arena, and oh my God, I was misclicking everything while playing. Very, very frustrating. Funny, I mean objectively funny, It's just, it's irritating because it happens to me and I'm the one viewing the thing. Remember, comedy is bizarre. Mel Brooks once said, and it's true, tragedy is when I cut my finger. But comedy is when you fall into a sewer and die. So it's all relative. So yeah, things that don't seem all that great can also be, it's objectively funny. And that was objectively funny, all the misclicking. But I finally got it done. One thing that was really irritating about trying to record Arena is I did 15 minutes of recording at first, and then I just stopped and deleted all of it. And it wasn't me being boring, and it wasn't the game being buggy. It was just I was the one playing it, and it was dull even to me. I started off in a town, and then I fast traveled over to a dungeon. Started that, realized I needed to go back out and head back to the town, and then back out to the dungeon, and then realized I had to go back to the town again, and then back to the dungeon, and by that time, I was bored. Nothing was happening except all this bookkeeping and fast travel. But, life is life. So I just got rid of that and started over again. Yesterday I had talked, or one of the other days, I talked about how there's this one YouTuber, Josh Strife Hayes, who talks about highlight reels of stuff are, more entertaining for people and get more views than like the full baseball game. So a more curated, edited YouTube video of stuff is more favorably looked upon than just straight like unedited gameplay. I did a LP for a time before I knew I had ADHD on the game Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, and the combat system in that is awesome. It is like the entire thing is one bar brawl from beginning to end. If you can pick something up, you can throw it, and the physics are accurate. If you can kick people, you can kick them into anything, things that are spiky. You can put ice onto stuff, bad guys are chasing you, they hit the ice, slip, go flying off mountains. It is insane. It is absolutely great. And so what I did with that is I just cut out everything that wasn't the combat stuff, because that was again, just like an immense bar brawl. Absolutely hysterical and fun. So if you ever get a chance, get Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. It's old, it's janky, but it is just a ton of fun. So thumbs up on that. Past that, because of the heat and stuff, and because of my gluten intolerance and gluten coma and brain fog, I didn't do a whole lot of much yesterday past playing a few games, listening to music, going for walkies. Did a little bit of thinking about this, that, and the other. So I'm going to talk about some things here, which is things that are relative to each other and the cosmic horror framework that I've worked on with the setting that I have. Part of that, try to remember what I'm talking about, I have posited that there is a singularity at the center of every multiverse, and there are many multiverses, each multiverse having their own universal constants for the universes that they are going to create. And that our multiverse is out here in the Góðan, which is the multiverse is divided into 4 different sections, depending on how close they are to the singularity at the beginning, which is a weird concept in the beginning because each zone is actually an infinitely large area. There are no edges, but there's bleed over from the edges. But there is the Ungara, which is closest to the singularity, that is the hottest and densest. The people that live there, they're still human beings, but they are so alien and strange to us. They are unknowable. They are essentially cosmic horrors themselves. They are beings that we cannot understand, doing things that we cannot comprehend in a fashion that has very little care for our lives and existences. But relative to themselves, they're just us. You could write any story of modern day the world right now, and it would be a story about those strange and unknowable people in the Ungara, because relative to themselves, they're just us. They're just us. They're human beings living their lives. In the Ungare, the next zone, further out from the singularity, it's less hot, less dense. These people are above us in that they can do a whole lot more, perceive a whole lot more, because there's a whole lot more available there. If we tried to travel to the Angara closest to the singularity, we would burn quantum ash within minutes. If we went to the Ungare, we could live there for about 5 years before all the extra stuff caused so many tumors in our bodies that we would finally die of cancer. So, out here is the Góðan. This is the cold and dark. Relative to the rest of the universe, nobody comes out here. It is cold and it's dark. The cosmic horrors themselves, they can walk on the worlds of the Angara like we walk on our world here. They can interact with those people on a one-to-one basis. When they walk on the worlds in the Ungare, reality itself creaks and groans underneath them. The heat and the pressure of their existence, not a threat to their continued existence, just, oh, you can hear the joints straining to hold together. If they came out here, our universe would instantly just burn into quantum ash. They're too hot, too dense for our existences. Now, when I say 3 zones, I have just described the 3 major ones. There is actually another zone, the Ungadi, which is a very, very thin, rarefied and ethereal layer of existence. So ethereal and rarefied that compared to us, we are the Ungara. If they came to our universe, instantly they would be burned into quantum ash. Our breath alone is hot and dense enough that just breathing on one of their universes would destroy it. We are cosmic horrors compared to them, but relative to themselves, again, they're just us, living in a solid physical world. So there's a whole lot there that works with the multiverse. I don't even know where I was going with that sentence. My sincere apologies. The multiverse that I put all of my settings in, that is what the huge thing is. Again, when I say I have this much that I use this much of to write this much of, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then the cosmic horrors themselves, the 12 of them, even though they are made of not this universe material, because dread Amaterasu, mother of all, she swam through the Ungada to this multiverse from her multiverse. Many things that are impossible, but she did anyway. She comes from a different set of universal constants entirely. Her children are not made of this universe's material, but they were live birthed in the infinite city that has its roots sank into the multiverse as its foundation. The multiverse in the city is their home, and they consider themselves children of this multiverse. It is their home. They don't think much of any of the individuals that live there just because they don't think of them. We're too small. That's why we are the Gokura, the numberless prey. Thumbs up on that. Oh, excuse me. So that's that whole setting, and part of the, well, not the whole thing, of course, just a light, quick overview. Oh, excuse me. My tummy. One thing that I was thinking of real quick that I'm spending a lot of effort on, it could be a setting, I don't want to make it a setting even though it's funny enough. I was thinking about how it would be funny if there was an evil villain team where they're talking and introducing a new person to the team, and one of them is Tim. In the midst of all these supervillains with great powers, Tim is just a guy. He's just a guy. He's trying to figure out how he can get the transmission on his car fixed. And he ended up blundering into becoming the head of this horrible, horrible, evil supervillain team. And how did that happen? I'm not quite sure how he ended up blundering in there yet. But when he's there, he becomes the head of it, because there's one supervillain, Forturo. Powerful, very powerful. It takes teams of heroes to take Forturo down when Forturo gets pissed and starts rampaging through town. There's one hero, Ultra, effectively like Superman, just not Superman, who has made it no bones, very clear. They are trying to just kill Forturo. They're tired of this. They're trying to kill Forturo. And it still takes teams to bring Forturo down. Forturo, of course, sees this normal guy, Tim. I'm just trying to get my transmission repaired, and says, I'm going to take care of this. Goes up to Tim. In the midst of the intense noise that just is so loud it's overwhelming, and the light that no one can see through, at the end of all that, Tim is standing there looking confused, and Forturo is in pieces, just splattered. And Tim did it. And everyone is like, oh my God, don't piss off Tim. And so they were just immediately, everyone defers to Tim because Tim killed Forturo. Oh my God, what could Tim do to me? Tim is the protagonist in a superhero universe that is based entirely around him. Before his birth, it acted entirely like a regular superhero universe. After he dies of old age, it will become a regular superhero universe. It's like you had a role-playing game, and in the middle of it was a text that just said, only use this section when this player character comes around. And it's just all set up to make that person the big protagonist. Tim has no powers. Tim has the maximum amount of human luck that anyone could conceivably have. That's it. But the universe is looking out for Tim. And if something can happen, if it has a non-zero chance of happening, it will, if necessary, to preserve Tim or have what Tim wants happen. When Forturo came to get Tim, well, all of the electrical systems in the supervillain base were strong enough to momentarily carry a huge charge. And of course, you would have to throw like a billion-sided die 1,000 times and have it roll the same number each time. But that's a non-zero chance. It can happen. And so, momentary short, when all of the world's power systems accidentally flood through the one base and right into Forturo, the system that brought all the power there burns out instantly. But that power was enough to just explode Forturo. Tim doesn't know what's happening. He doesn't know he's the protagonist. The rest of the world doesn't realize he's the protagonist. They just know, don't fuck with Tim. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I can't American Sign Language, my sincere apologies to anyone who knows sign. Well, you've seen how my brain works. We have Jesse Koskinen, always good to see you in the comments. We have Ravinian. I need to talk more about the stuff that you've been saying because it's good stuff. So hopefully I'm going to be able to do that. Thank you very much for leaving comments, and thank you very, very much. We have Zeke Ortega, thumbs up and thank you. There's JAYY, greatly appreciated. And yeah, you normalize horrible things in your own cultures. We have the Horror Files, good to see you in the comments. And Loco5, I've actually been thinking now just doing a chill out and chat stream, so we shall see. There is Adrian, good to see you in the comments. Ben B, definitely a good thing to see you as well. We have Nando Rice Cheruti, thumbs up and good to see you as well. And there is ZN, thumbs up. We have Ice Damon, good to see you. And that is it. 11 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Thumbs up, you get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. Thumbs up and thank you very much. So hokey smokes, I actually now have through the VA a referral going out into my community to get me a local doctor. Thumbs up for that. Now hopefully I can get more calls made today. That would be a good thing. Hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to do. That too would be a good thing. If you can't, don't beat yourself up. Surviving to the next day is the more important thing. And of course, with all these various diseases out there, please just be careful, take appropriate precautions. Once again, the Covfefe bug is spiking, especially here in the US. Once again, more people are dying from this. It's not over. We've just started normalizing it. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.